Let's start, guys. All the projections, expectations, separations, judgments, rejections, conclusions, and separations you have with Dr. Denhi, with this book, with Aradhana Tiwari, and I have with you all, would we today now just try and get all. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot, pock, all nature, boys and beyonds. So what I just used is an access clearing statement. It's a magic wand that we use to destroy and uncreate everything we have so far created in our lives, to have a clean, smooth slate, to restart our lives. So you are most welcome to use it and go to theclearingstatement.com to understand if you want to understand it, stand under it, or get it. Up to you. I'm going to use it. You're not bound to use it. Who are from access or non-access. It's just a choice. Cool. And Dane is using that statement as well. But it's a pure choice. You always have a choice. You can make your life simpler just by saying pot and pock or whatever Aradhana said or whatever Dr. Dane says. Or you can work hard and harder and finish your life with that. And you might get the results or not. Just a choice. I'm just saying. Also, I talk a lot now, girls. All right, let's start. So you may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us and the world be as one. John Lennon. Be the change you want to see in the world. That's Mahatma Gandhi. Be you and change the world. Gary M. Douglas. So what some people say about this book. You rocked my world with this book. I'm observing magical things. I'm aware that every single aspect of my life is transforming. I am 62 and really cannot remember a time in my life when I was not aware of seeking what you talk about in one way or another. Yes, this is a time for me. In all the experiences I've had the privilege of having, this seems to be the icing on the cake. I'm just so very grateful, said by Anne. Thank you so much for having written this book. Everything you say resonated with lightness in my heart. And for the first time in my life, I feel that somebody understands me. My value has changed within the last 52 minutes while you were reading your first chapter. I cannot thank you enough, Stephanie. I'm very grateful for you and for your new book. I bought it for my son and had some challenging times in his life. He has ADD, took Ritalin for a year, became a zombie and didn't want to live anymore, dropped out of school and didn't seem to fit in any system. He totally adored your book. He read it in one night. He told me he suddenly understood a lot of things in his life. He even bought some drawing stuff and started drawing again. Caro, thank you so much for writing this book and for doing this in the format you have. I have found it to be my best friend when I can't seem to get clear on multiple occasions, and it is wonderful to see where I can use it to empower myself to live with more ease, joy, glory. I'm immensely grateful that you were courageous enough to do it your way. It truly works for me. Without all the separations and small paragraphs, it would be nearly impossible for me to use it as a magical book of pragmatic, transformational wisdom for today. That it truly is. Jason. This was only chapter 1, and you had me giggling like a little girl, crying tears of letting go, joy, and remembering who truly I am. Gerald. So, gratitude. When you have so many people in your life, it is not easy to express the gratitude you have for them in just one page. I would like to start by thanking Gary Douglas, the founder of Access Consciousness. How do you thank someone for not only saving your life, but giving you the tools to create a completely new one? He empowers everyone he meets to truly choose for themselves. How did the world get so lucky? I would also like to thank the editor and co-creator of this book, Katrina Valentin. Without her tireless effort, this book would have never come into existence. Her ability to take seemingly endless series of transcripts from energetic synthesis of being, ESB classes, and coax them into an initial manuscript in Herculean effort that she made seem almost effortless. Also working with me can't be easy, but she sure made it seem as though it was. I would also like to thank all the participants of Access Consciousness classes and ESP, Energy Synthesis of Being classes, who together have been willing to go where no man, woman, or a child has gone before, and without whom much of the material in this book would not be. I would like to thank my mom, who has always allowed me to be as weird and as much of a dreamer as I'm, no matter what would that look like. I can't overstate what a gift that level of allowance for me and my choices has been in my life. Thank you also the Access Consciousness crew, the staff, and the many talented access facilitators throughout the world who are contributing to creating a world with greater possibilities for all of us. Lastly, but definitely not least, thank you for being someone who desires something greater and is willing to choose it. Together, I know we can create a world greater than us currently imagine. Awesome. So let's go to Beautiful You, page 1. Beautiful You. Somehow this book ended up in your hands. How does it get even better than that? So is now the time? Are you willing to be you? Sorry, I'm actually not reading messages. So, Ras, if any specific message or anybody, Ritu, can you just see into the messages in case then I will, thank you.
We are taking care, don't worry.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, are you willing to be you and change the world? If so, my courageous friend, before you start reading, say this out loud all 5 times. Yes, out loud. Everything is opposite of what it appears to be. Nothing is opposite of what it appears to be. Everything is opposite of what it appears to be. Nothing is opposite of what it appears to be. Everything is opposite of what it appears to be. Nothing is opposite of what it appears to be. Everything is opposite of what it appears to be. Nothing is opposite of what it appears to be. Everything is opposite of what it appears to be. Nothing is opposite of what it appears to be. Now you're sufficiently prepared. Turn the page and begin the journey into the weirdness. Yay, guys. All set? Great. Introduction. I didn't write this book for everyone. I wrote it for few. The people that realize that this reality in its current form is not working to bring about the greater us that is truly possible. I wrote it for the dreamers, those that know that something different and greater should be possible and that we should be able to have it. You dreamers are my people. You are the ones who can truly change the world if you can just allow yourself the permission to do it. If you can come out of the idea that this reality as it is will never be enough for you, and if you can simply begin to realize that every limitation you have ever thought you had was simply a greatness that you couldn't yet recognize. If you were being you, who would you be? Guys, this is a great question, and hold this question till the end of this book. And by the end of the book, I would love to know if you were being you, who would you be? Okay. So, what if you truly being you is all it takes to change everything, your life, everyone around you, and the world? What if you, being you, were the missing key to having everything you have ever desired or wanted to create and change in the world? What if you, being you, meant receiving everything, being everything, knowing everything, and perceiving everything? Do you know that it's time to wake up? That's what this book is meant to do. It isn't like any other self-improvement book you have ever read. It's not the same old spiritual psychological rehash of the same old stuff with different words. It's not the kind of book that you read and then judge yourself for being inadequate afterwards. No, this is a book about empowering you to change many of the ways in which you are judging you, making you wrong, and feeling inadequate. It is about coming out of the judgment of you and the idea that you are wrong in any way. Maybe it will even invite you to know that more is possible. Imagine what it would be like to not to feel wrong about you in any way for any reason ever again. What if you are the difference the earth requires? Is now the time to step up. So what does it take to truly be you? Would you be willing to try something completely different? It isn't about succeeding as you or doing something better. It is about being you, being the energy of you, whatever that may be. Has anyone ever asked you to show up as you? Just you, exactly as you are. I would like to invite you to this, being the energy of you. Start by reading and using the tools in this book. They may seem really simple, but please don't discount them because of that. If you choose to use these tools, your life will change, and your investment in this book will be worth many times whatever you paid for it. You don't even have to put massive amounts of work into the exercises in this book. Reading them is all that's required, and the willingness to change, just the willingness. You don't have to know how the change is going to occur. The how is up to the universe. Use the tools and allow the universe to work for you. If you could figure out your life by thinking, if you could mentally figure out how to be you, would you have done so already? If thinking yourself out of the box actually worked, wouldn't you be the generating a totally different reality by now? I mean, really, haven't you been trying to think your way out of the box forever? If you were willing, this book can give you an awareness and a reminder of what it is like to be you beyond the cognitive and beyond the logical mind. It also gives you the tools to choose you. Throughout this book, I'll be asking you to look things at from a different perspective. Why? Because looking at things from the same perspective has created the life you currently have. If that were enough for you, you wouldn't be reading this book. So I just wanted to say one thing. So this morning it was coming to me that whenever we hear any mantras or anything, or even the classes by Dane or Gary or anything, if we are able to listen to every word, you have already, you are already purely 100% conscious. But how many times we sleep in between or we miss out it and then we start from A again. So I'm just giving you a hint. If you're asking and wanting to change your entire life to be purely 100% conscious, be present with every word in this book. If not, start the book again. If not, start the book again. What?
Please repeat. What did you say?
Can't keep repeating myself to be most. This is what I just said. I to sleep hamesha, yeah. So that is when you sleep through, you'll have to keep going, and that's when your mind will go away. Your mind, you want to stop the chatter of your mind. Be present with every word this book says right now. Somebody is reading for you, and if you cannot be present, go back again. Don't get into the wrongness. Do not judge yourself. I'm just this just came up and I thought I'll share it with you guys. Cool. And that is when that whole repetition of 21 days, 40 days, or anything we do is because we have to be present with every word. And that is pure total consciousness. Cool? Great. Everything that brought up and brought down can be destroyed and get all. I did not go and invite for college of voice and beyond. Awesome. Page 4. Would you be willing to find out who you truly be? Would you be willing to make the demand that you show up? Would you be willing to know what's really true for you? Let me tell you a bit about playing field. Part 1 of the book is about the things that stop you from being you. This is where we will explore the limitation of the box you call your life that don't have to be. I will show you some key areas where you have been buying a lot of things as true for you that are not. We will look deeply at this reality, the cancer called judgment, and how it stops us and kills us in a ways you may have never imagined. Receiving, caring, relationship, love, family, abuse, and your body. You will also be introduced to some of the tools that can assist you in the changing all of this. What else is possible if everything this reality considers important and valuable is an illusion and not truly important and valuable for you? In part 2, we will explore what is beyond all that. What are the infinite possibilities? What if you are magic? What if you were the leader of your life? What if we lived in a kingdom of we instead of the walling ourselves off in an artificial created kingdom of me? What if the earth didn't need saving? And what if you being you is the gift that is required to change the world? Along the way, I will give you many things to ponder. I will offer you to the possibility of changing many things. Now, please know it is always your choice. And as long as you are choosing, I have no point of view about what you choose. Please just keep choosing for you, for all of us. We, especially as us dreamers, seem to spend an inordinate amount of time trying to fix what we feel must be wrong with us rather than creating and generating a different world, a world with the kind of possibilities we would like to be able to choose. As we explore many of the ways in which you may have been keeping yourself stuck, I will point out some completely different possibilities and different ways of looking at things that you may never have considered before, and many that you probably have considered but didn't know that you could choose or institute. And always with the invitation, would you like to choose something different here? Because even when you don't know how the different reality is going to get created, your choice is always the first step to getting there. You don't have to know how that choice is going to show up. Your choice that is it shows up changes the world to begin to allow it to happen. The universe's job is fulfillment. You just have to choose to move in that direction and keep just moving. If you do, no one and nothing will ever stop you again. As the title suggests, this book is written from the awareness that you, being you, will truly change not only your life but also the world. In fact, incredible people being willing to be them and choose according to what they know, no matter the criticism or the judgment or anyone else's point of view, is the only thing that ever has changed the world. This is not a book of answers. I'm not a guru, I'm not perfect, and I don't have any answers for you. I only have questions. This this book is about possibilities, the possibility for a completely different way of being in the world. Way back in 2000, I made a demand that changed my life. For my whole life, I was one of those dreamers. I did everything I could to make others around me happy. I did everything I could think of to contribute to making people's lives a better place. I went to a chiropractic college so I could learn new and better ways of creating miracles in people's body and lives because I knew it should be possible. Yet,
Shopee
this
Pay.
reality and the problems of this reality weighed so heavily on me that I became hopeless that it would ever change. I had most of the things that were supposed to matter
Dia
here, but
bawa
very little
cincin.
of it.
Oh my.
Uh, I had most of the things that were supposed to matter here, but very little of it did.
我的钱呢？你先过好先，然后过我再给你。
Helen, can you mute yourself, please? Thank you. I began to wake up depressed and unhappy, unbeknownst to my family at the time. I began hating to go to my practice because I felt like nothing I did was enough. It was like people didn't have the tools they required to truly create change in their lives. Worse yet, I felt like I was the only one that wanted something truly different as reality. No one seemed to get me, and to be the only one of my kind was almost unbearable. Then, by total surprise to me, I found a way out, a way beyond, a way to change everything that I thought could not be changed. And I was given access to my life again, access to desire to live and to fully enjoy it, to know that I was a contribution, and to know that there was something else possible. And most importantly, to know that everything I always thought was true actually is. To the best of my ability, this is what I will be sharing with you as we explore being used changing the world. Why me? Why did I write this book? In 2000, when I came to the point in my life where I had enough of this reality, I had everything anyone could ask for, yet nothing of that had any value to me. I was willing to end it all if things didn't change. Deep down, I knew something different was possible. I knew, like you do. I made a demand of the universe. Either my life completely changes or I am out of here. I even set a date, 6 months in the future. I gave the universe a deadline. Literally a week later, I found something that has changed my entire life: access consciousness, access for short. During my first session, I experienced a sense and awareness of being peace and space that I had been looking for my life. I never contemplated killing myself again. And I hope with this book, that I can give you the gift also, that gift also. Since then, the peace in the space has just continued to grow in contrast to every other modality I had ever tried. The tools I am sharing with you in this book are part of Access, and they have continued to expand my living and my consciousness every moment of every day from my first contact with them. Access is the weirdest, wildest, wackiest modality I have ever come across, and it works. It just works. One way of describing Access is an energy transformation modality which links seasoned wisdom, ancient knowledge, and highly contemporary pragmatic tools for change. Its purpose is to create the possibility for there to be a world of consciousness and oneness. What is consciousness, you say? Consciousness includes everything and judges nothing. It includes every possibility that could exist, with absolutely no judgment of any of it or of you. Does that sound like a world you would like to live in? If so, read on. If not, now's probably a good time to pass this book on to one of your weird friends or your family members. Today, I travel around the world facilitating people with the tools of access consciousness. I have developed a unique way of working with groups of people, energies, and bodies simultaneously, called the Energy Synthesis of Being You, ESP, short form. Most of that I'm sharing with you in this book, I have learned from exploring what else is possible together with the amazing participants in the ESP classes. The places they are willing to go and the other possibilities they are willing to explore totally blows me away every time. People are far greater than they realize and more capable than they ever imagined. During an ESB class, you are invited to access and be energies you never knew were available, and you will do it together with the whole group. In the space of this class, you begin to synthesize with your being, your body, and the earth in a way that creates a more conscious life and a more conscious planet. By being these energies, by being you, you change everything the planet, your life, and everyone you come into contact with. You are being you, and you are changing the world. I've also been very fortunate to have the most phenomenal facilitators and co creators, the founder of Access Consciousness, Gary Douglas, as my best friend. How did I get so lucky? Please know this: these tools, perspectives, and processes have changed lives for thousands of people all over the world. This is the reason I wrote this book. If you have ever said to yourself, there has to be something more than this is my way of telling you, yes, yes, there is. There are people that are experiencing it right now. This is one possible path to completely different way of being in the world, leading your life consciously and being the difference the earth requires. Will it work for you? Will this book guide you to be you? And will that truly change the world? Only you know, my friend. Only you can choose for you. So, what do you know? And is it possible this is an invitation you have been waiting for? And is now the time? I will do whatever it takes to show you the possibilities. Your job is to just stay out of the judgment and conclusions long enough to see if these possibilities are something you would like to choose. Will you come along? Wanna play? Are you ready? Let's go. Awesome. So, guys, can you actually ask this, have a demand of this until we finish this book? Nobody is going to judge themselves or anybody around them. Just a choice. Just saying. And here you're here to change the planet. Are you just going to do the little this much for the planet? No judgment. That's simple, I'm asking. I know your words are going, it's not simple, it's not simple. Everything that is, can we destroy none at all? Right and wrong, good and bad, what for callness your person just choose to karo. आगे की आगे देखेंगे काम नहीं करने को कह रहे सिर्फ चूज करने को कह रहे हैं. So everything that doesn't allow you to see, receive, and make this choice. Thank you. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot for callness your person just जिद्दी हूँ मैं भी लगी रहती हूँ छोड़ने नहीं वाली. Everything that brought up and brought down can be destroyed and get all right and wrong, good and bad, part work online show boys at the end. Any questions until now here? All good, awesome. Note to reader, weird. What did you said? About forgiveness and every other modality does. What's your take? I have no take. What do you know, Zeal? It's your choice to take a comment on that. I would not. Access has no point of view for anything. It's just a choice. Forgiveness is also interesting point of view. So for forgiveness, you have to be greater than somebody or superior to somebody. How can you be superior to anybody? We are all the same. When in oneness, there is no superior, no inferior. So, and it totally comes from judgment. Yes, Nancy, correct.
I have a question, Aradhana.
Yes, Kanika.
Yeah, so in Access, we talk about doing things differently and doing things totally different, like doing totally different things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what I don't get is there anything wrong in actually doing things differently? Because Access always talks about why you're doing things differently, do different things. But
It
I
never
guess
says that. Why? I'm really amazed. It never says
no,
why you
no.
doing.
There's it's written in the book also right now in the few initial pages that you read.
Mm-hmm.
about getting out of the box and do things
So
which suddenly did
it's
not
like,
work.
so if it's working for you, access has no point of view. It's just showing you a different possibility to be. Like, did you know something better? Do you know something better than what you currently know? So it's just showing a different possibility. And the first mantra of access is consciousness includes everything, including judgment. So it has no judgment to it. Even if you're judging, that's the judgment. You're
Yeah,
judging,
with
and judging is a judgment. So it access has no judgment on anything. It just says that if it's working, even if the sadness is working for you, keep going. Then be
Yes.
joyful about your sadness.
So it's okay to do things differently, right? And
Of
not
course. Of
completely
course.
different.
Yeah. No, it's, I mean, you want to be half pregnant or full pregnant is your choice. I mean, there's not, access doesn't stop you to be half pregnant or full pregnant. Choice is totally yours. I mean, what validation do you require from access to do that? Do what you want to do, but don't judge it. That's what it's just saying.
Okay. Okay. Anything that creates greater reality for you
Yeah,
is
whatever that
what?
creates. And so, what have you termed greater as? What if greater is nothing? It's just the joy of you.
Yeah, beyond the normal, that mean beyond something that's not working.
What if it is? What if it's the new normal? Being joyful is new normal, and everything that doesn't like to be that normal can be destroyed and get all right and not good and red pot for college and beyond.
You just made me confused with normal and
So,
okay.
what is your normal? Sadness or joyfulness?
No,
Truth.
no, sadness is not
Yeah.
normal, nor is happiness normal. I mean something way beyond, something I've never, uh, I've never done it earlier, and I want to do something
So just do
totally,
it. Just go
yeah.
ahead, do it. Don't stop yourself for anything. Never stop yourself for anything. That's
And
what
that
access
is
is. Don't stop yourself for anything and anybody. Just keep going.
exactly, and that is the
Yeah.
difference that you be for yourself.
Yeah. Just for you, just for fun, not to tell anyone. And just be. Have no judgment of yourself.
Aradhna,
Yes.
can
Who's
I
that?
tell something on this note only?
Can I see your face first?
Yes, it's Kajal.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Kajal.
Hi.
Now we
I
can.
just today only I was writing something for my chakra meditation and everything. So I was writing
Mm-hmm.
with pencil.
Mm-hmm.
See, then I remember one call कि पेन से लिखा हुआ आप मिटा सकते हो लेकिन पेंसिल से लिखा हुआ मिटा सकते हो पेन से लिखा हुआ नहीं मिटा सकते. Then I told my husband I am going to write everything in my life with pencil. I can erase it anytime. I don't want to
And that's also an
write.
interesting point of view. You have markers these days to clear your pen also, darling.
हाँ,
Don't
yes,
buy anything
हाँ,
too real. Just
yeah,
go,
yeah.
keep going.
But that's what मतलब जो भी
Yeah.
करना है करो नहीं अच्छा लगा नहीं निकाल दो. It's okay.
Yeah.
Everything
Just
is
a
fine.
choice.
हाँ, 10 minutes
Totally.
choice.
I love
Yes.
you for that. Thank you.
I
Awesome. So, Kanika, does that make you clear, sweetheart?
Yeah, it just boils down to without judging yourself. Do anything without judging yourself,
Correct.
whatever works for you, and it's
Even
all a
if you're
choice.
judging yourself, it's okay to judge yourself. Not judge that I'm judging. Okay? Did you get that? Judge
Yeah,
yourself. Do not judge that I'm judging myself.
and don't let that judgment actually kill you. Basically,
Oh, I mean, that's also a choice.
yeah, that's what I
you're,
mean.
you're welcome to go and say it's just a choice.
Yeah, I get
So for
everything is a
some people it
choice.
works. For some people, killing themselves really works,
so you
and that is for most of the people these days.
so Aradhana, do you mean we can have fun with judgments, judging ourselves also?
Yes, totally, with gossip and judgments,
Yeah.
and it's opened my world a lot. That's why
You
every
know,
time I get on the call, I ask any gossip guys, let me know. Yeah, Kanika, go ahead.
and there's another thing, like, we use this tool called 10-second increments. So anything that's working for you or not working for you, let it be. See if it 10-second increment, then you can make another choice and another choice. So
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
that's very important for us to be constantly have a perspective of what's working, what's not working,
and
and
that is
stay in the
and that
question. Yeah.
requires and that requires you to be present 24/7 every moment. And that's when I said, if you will be present with every word I read, you're there.
Yep.
You're just
Yes.
there. Yeah. So I
Can
have a lot of
yeah,
chats, so I have missed any question if there is.
I say something?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you are using tool, if you keep judging the tool also कि this is not working, so you are entangled with कि एक छोड़ा दूसरा गया, because you are not totally present with you then.
Yeah. Yeah. So the judgment is the main core. No, so consciousness includes judgment, guys. Simple line, simple bhasha mein baat karte hum. Forget about that. Please talk about forgiveness. अरे क्या बात करनी है? Forgive करना है तो कर दो जिसको forgive करने का मन हो रहा है. खुद को forgive कर लो पहले. So I mean, forgive होने के लिए पहले किसी को गलत होना पड़ेगा ना भाई. तो तुम गलत कर रहे हो तो तुम superior बन गए हो. तुम कह रहे हो कि उन्होंने तुम्हें हर्ट किया है. कोई तुम्हें हर्ट कर सकता है तुम्हारी परमिशन के बिना? मुझे ये बताओ, कौन था ये पूछने वाला? अभी आओ सामने.
Again, the rightness and the wrongness. Huh?
Yeah, judgments are simply conclusions. Exactly, Mansi. So who asked this for forgiveness? I want to just see this. Uma.
Uma.
Can I see your lovely face, Uma?
Yes, hi.
Before
I'm
I
here.
see you.
I'm here.
Yes, tell me. हाँ जी, किसको forgive करना है आपको? बताओ मुझे जल्दी से.
See, actually,
स्टोरी
I'm
नहीं
hurt.
बताना लंबी, जल्दी जल्दी करेंगे.
Yeah. See, I face some hurt, okay, and I want to. I have to come out of that. So I have to forgive the person, right? Like, I mean, I'm already hurt. So why
वो
shouldn't I
उसने
choose
तो नहीं
to
हर्ट किया
forgive?
ना.
What is?
हर्ट तो आपने ही किया ना. हर्ट तो आपने ही किया ना अपने आप को. उन्होंने तो नहीं हर्ट किया. उन्होंने तो कुछ बोला, आपने उसको यस मान लिया, उसको राइट बना लिया या रॉन्ग बना लिया.
English, sorry, English.
Okay.
My
So if
Hindi
you
is
may,
not
sorry.
good.
So let me know, because there's a lot of confusion here, a lot of Hindi, and I'm happy to be in any language, Hindi and English only. So what else is possible? So the thing is, you are allowing yourself to hurt. The other person said you something. That was the other person's choice. You made it true and real for you was your choice. So you have a choice not to agree or align or disagree and just being an interesting point of view, or make it so true and real and then you say, I'm hurt. And people sometimes say and they walk off and they don't even remember they said, and you kept holding that hurt in your life and your body is getting affected. For what value? How can I hurt you anything? I can just say what I feel like and choose like saying. To get hurt or not is up to you. Nobody can hurt you. You are at 50-50. And yet you took that from that person. What was the value of it? You wanted to be validated as good, or were you validating your rightness or the wrongness that you have to see? Cool? Does that get you what you wanted to hear, or no? Why their point of view is important and what you know is true for you. Exactly. So get out of the rightness and the wrongnesses. If there was nothing right, nothing wrong, no good, no bad, then what would you have chosen? And you still want to forgive and be with that person for what value? That person will hurt you again, then hurt you again, then hurt you again, until you stop hurting you. Nobody other than you can hurt you. Got it? Awesome. Great.
Thanks.
Aradhana, there was one question. Can I ask?
Yeah.
like जैसे पेरेंट्स हैं, जब वो अपने बच्चों को मारते हैं, that is a physical hurt, no?
Right.
So
parents have a choice. Kids have a choice to be beaten. Can they make a different choice?
No, that is true. That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. I mean, जो हो गया, how do you correct that?
Fucking it. Forget it. Interesting point of view. And that also remember yourself and tell yourself that I also chose to get beaten.
But what if the child is holding it on?
So ask the child to leave it. If it's holding and you're creating the life from that angle, and the child was then, and now if you're going to an adult, what's the value? Are you going to stay in your childhood with the big body? How long? I mean, it's just a choice again. And every newborn also has a choice, huh? We all choose our lives to come where we are coming and what parents we are choosing. So now you can give them and show them a different possibility. You can let it go, or you can keep holding and keep hurting yourself, and that's your choice.
Great.
Good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Awesome. Let's go further. Note to the reader what time it is. Okay, we still have 15 minutes. Good. Weird. Do you know the original meaning of the word weird? Weird of spirit, fate, and destiny. Does that sound like you just a little bit? Would you be willing to let go of the illusion that you're average, normal, and real, and just like everyone else? Would you instead be willing to be as weird, wonderful, and amazing as you truly be? Starting now. All of you ready to be as special and amazing, as weird as you truly be? Right and wrong, good and bad, part, thank you. So be advised, good book. Because this book is designed to create change, it will probably confuse or annoy you at times. If you don't understand something or it feels incomplete, many times the information needed for you to understand it will be presented a few short pages ahead of where you are in the book. How does it get any better than that? Please also know many parts of this book are designed to get you to the question what is true for you rather than presenting you with the point of view that you are supposed to buy. These parts may seem incomplete to you, but they were left that way on a purpose so you can come to your own knowing as you ponder. So if you find yourself questioning or wondering, this little book is doing its job. Good book, good book. Part 1, being you. We spend our entire lives trying to prove that we are not what we never were in the first place. That's so funny, no? We spend our entire lives trying to prove that we are not what we never were in the first place. Said by Mel C. What if you started to embrace reality on your terms? What if your reality was something completely different? What if a completely different reality is exactly what is required? Is now the time. Tool, destroy and uncreate and set your reality free. If you look at this book, it looks solid, right? Except science tells us 99.999% space. But it does look solid. Isn't that weird? Yet it is 99.9999% space. It's just that the molecules are arranged in such a way that it looks solid and impenetrable. So page number 13. And Kindle, I do not know. Indu knows. Are you in Kindle? Then you can message. Indu will message
Location
you.
221. Location 221. 6%.
Yeah. Got it, guys? Zeel, I'll take the question after we do this. What if the limitation in your life and in your body and every single one of them were exactly the same way? What if they looked really solid and that's the only way you have been able to see them until now? I know it sounds strange, and yet what I will invite you to, if you are willing to receive it, it's the awareness that those things are not necessarily solid, never ever solid, and don't have to be solid anymore. I would like to invite you and the energy you are to go back to the place where you took all those molecules and arranged them as a solid instead of space, pliability, and changeability, and undo it to can be the space, and it actually is. So you can be the space you truly be. That's all, and so much more than that. In order to get there, sometimes in this book, I'll be asking you to give up something. Actually, I may ask you to destroy and uncreate it. It may seem crazy at that time. Why should I ever ask you to do this? Because whenever you're willing to destroy and uncreate and let go of something that is limiting you, it automatically and instantly opens up the space for something less limited or even unlimited to show up. Does that make sense? Let go of the limited and unlimited finally has space to exist. Yet, please stop a second and ask yourself, am I willing to do this? If you get a yes, what do you have to lose? Everything you're willing to give up, uncreate, and destroy opens up a totally different possibility in your life. You can never give up what you be. Your very being is undestructible. You can only let go of, uncreate, and destroy what is defining you, limiting you, and keeping you in your being stuck, which makes room for something different and greater to show up. If you like, I would highly suggest adding this clearing statement after. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot, pock, colnisha, boys and beyonds. Pod and pock for short, and that's what I do. This statement asks the consciousness of you to go back to the point of the creation or a point of destruction before even you planted the seed to this limitation and invite the seed to dissolve. The funny and the weird thing is that it just does. It works like magic. What if magic is what you truly be? What if you could consider this clearing statement as your magic wand, a way to change any part of your life that you would like to change? Wand, wands out, let's go. If you would like more on explanation, please read more about the clearing statement in the book, in the back of the book. So your books might have in the back of it. So what's the time? Okay, I'll read through um, the stool. No questions, right? If we have questions, then I won't read because we have 10 minutes and I have to go to the next book. So I keep reading, guys. Thumbs up. Only people I can see can give me a thumbs up. Okay, I'll keep going then. Awesome. Ask a question. Don't look for answers. I can hear you thinking already. The wheels are turning. Think, think, think. Tick tock, tick tock. Right, wrong, good, bad. Right, wrong, right, wrong. Can this really work? Haven't you had enough of that darn machine you call your mind and its incessant search for right answer yet? Let me give you the way out of the right answer universe. Ask a question. It really is that simple. Here's how it works. Most of us are going down the road of our life and we have already got a point of view where we are headed, and that's the darn direction where we are going. That's it. Basta. Because we have decided that the direction we are going, it's though we erect these walls around us to left and right that we can't see over, can't see around, and can't see through. Our only option is to head in the direction we concluded we are going. Without asking a question, we are left to wander the halls of the labyrinth we have created as though it is our only set of choices in life. If you ask a question, all of a sudden doors open up to the left and to the right, and they have got light and space behind them, exposing different rooms and other doorways of possibility. You open them, and it's like, wow, there are possibilities I didn't even know existed before. The question is the key to opening other doorways of possibilities. You will never see those doors and you will never even know they are there, let alone be able to open them if you don't ask a question. When in doubt, ask a question. Here are some great questions you can ask to open more possibilities in many situations in your life. How does it get any better than this? Ask this sometime something good happens or when something bad happens. Second question is what's right about it? I'm not getting, or this, whatever situation you are, what's right about this? I'm not getting. Third is what would it take to change this? Fourth, what else is possible? Fifth is what would it take for this to turn out better than I would have imagined? And sixth, who am I today and what grand glorious adventures am I going to have? And don't start looking for the answers, please. Here's how it usually works in this reality. We ask a question and then we go into our mind. Is that the right answer? Is that the right answer? Is that the right answer? It's like taking a little seed, planting it, watering it, and the next day coming and picking it up and out of the ground to see if it's growing yet. And then it isn't. You say, no, stupid seed, no flower yet. So you plant and water it again and grab it the next day. Have you grown yet? Like, hello, is that the seed's fault? No. You haven't given it time to sprout and to take a root. I have a different suggestion for you. Literally, when you ask a question, shut up. Remember, shut up and shut up your brains also. Now, when I say that, I love this word. Now, when I say that may seem unkind to some of you, so I apologize and just shut up, okay? Ask a question and just go quiet for a moment, an hour, a day, or a month, and let the energy pervade your universe, not a right answer and energy. That energy is the result of the question you just asked. Whenever you ask a question, an energy comes up. It presents itself, it makes itself known to you. It's that energy that was your reason for asking the question in the first place. This is why you asked the question in the first place, to open the door to getting the energy which you would guide you to the thing for which you were asking. So let's ask a question. What can what gift can this book be to you that you couldn't even imagine when you bought, borrowed, found, stole, or were gifted it? Now, my friend, shut up and read, which we will do tomorrow. I love him. It's so cute. He loves like writes so cutely. Awesome. So now questions. आओ जी आओ. किसका क्वेश्चन है अब? और पर जब तक मैं शक्ल नहीं देखूंगी क्वेश्चन का आंसर नहीं दूंगी. बता रही हूँ. Reel, show up first.
नहीं सूखेगा अभी.
Heated I have for my parents. Zeel, show up. Hello. So you just have to make a choice, Zeel. It's not tough. Just make a choice.
Actually, I was in the middle of some work. That's why I was not showing up right now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So abuse and you said like as a child we all choose. I mean, a
Yeah.
child chooses whatever reality happens in there. Is really like how does a child choose that? I always wonder on that thing.
You just choose. There is no how. You just choose. And it's like, you know how you've been into karmic cycles and karmic to one to back to other. Now I have to do this. Now I have to go and correct myself, and then I will remember. And there's a very cute video. I think I'll put it on the book club thing. Guys, we will not be sharing a lot of videos and stuff. So kindly please do not message on that group. Only I would be sharing if I'm allowed. And I will be sharing only because this is like it's gonna contribute. So please keep that choice open, that space clean. So I would be posting a video which actually shows you how you kind of chose everything, and it's a very amazing video. I just saw it yesterday, and I do sense that. So sense in your world, we know already know. And what's the value of getting into delve into it? Kya hua, kaise choose kiya? And if you just acknowledge, will that make your life lighter? And if it is yes, then go ahead. Or you can keep holding yourself into your childhood, crunching, and being angry with your parents. And if is that working for your life? Or there is a
You,
choice that okay, whatever they did, now what can I choose? And
yeah,
how
of
much are
course.
you
I
been
choose
using
what
them to your advantage
I
because
choose
of that
that
beating?
consciously. However, there's
Yeah.
obviously a part of me which is somewhere stuck there, and it does hold some kind of anger and resentment towards them, like all the
Yeah,
distracted
so just
implants.
acknowledge it that you're angry about it and you're upset about it, and dwell into the number of days you want to dwell into it, and another day you can make another choice. Just a
Okay.
choice. Keep holding if it's really working,
No.
and if it's not
I
working,
choose
change
something else
it.
now.
Change
Yes,
it.
I choose
Yes.
to change.
Life,
Thank
दुनिया
you.
बड़ी हसीन है, बहुत कुछ है करने को. What about the sufferings we face in life? Do we choose that for ourselves? Do you, Harsha? Where is Harsha, darling? Do you, Harsha? Where are you? Show up. Yes, Harsha.
Yeah. So I was
Oh,
asking like about the sufferings. I mean, which we face in our lives
mhm.
since our
We choose everything. We choose everything. We choose everything. We choose everything. It's just a choice. What if you acknowledge that you're loving your sufferings, and the moment you acknowledge that, oh wow, I created it, and then I can change it too. Unless you will not acknowledge that you created it, you will not know that you can change
change
it.
it. Okay.
So first, the fight with it कि मैंने create किया है नहीं किया, did I do it, did I not do it? Stop the fight. Shut up. And
Okay.
just like, all right, if I chose it, now I'm changing. Just a demand. And
Okay.
demand का करना क्या है? वो universe is managing, working for you. And just
Right.
shut up. After
Okay.
demand, ask the universe to contribute, and like, okay, bye. Like I demanded to read this book to like all of you,
Yes.
probably uh, 6 years back. And
Okay.
it's I'm reading it now, being the facilitator for last 3 years, for being you also, I never chose to do this. And this also wasn't like it just came to me. Somebody specifically literally messaged me asking, could you do the being you club with you? I said, we already did. No, could you do it? I said, all right, sure, let's do it. And when I today morning sat down and said, oh wow, I asked it then, I'm doing it now.
Okay.
How did I get so lucky, Sheetal? Thank you. Thank you. See,
Thank you so much.
when it'll show up, you do not know.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Not cool, guys. So amazing. So we are shifting to next book, Salon de Femme, for which you'll have to log in again. So, and we will see you tomorrow at 11 again, and wonder what fun it is. And hope you remember that one question for you, all of you. You being you, sorry, what was that question? If you were being you, who would you be? Put it on your mirrors, put it in everywhere, wherever you move in the house. Till by the time we end this book, hope everybody of you has an awareness to it.
Sadhana, we have to log in with the same ID.
No, I think there's a different separate ID, right?
Yes.
Ritu or
Yeah,
Ras?
Rakeshwari.
Yeah.
Yarasweshwari just informed.
I didn't get it, I think. I
Yeah,
got
we
only
have
this.
we have got a mail and we
I
have
mean, you must have got the mail, no? The
I'll
same
just check
mail?
my mail. I'll just check.
Yes, yes.
it's in
Awesome.
the mail,
If anybody
guys.
has an issue, can message on the group.
It's
These
in the
girls will
same mail
mail.
जिसमें ये
Awesome.
वाला ID था.
Yeah, I have it, have it.
Cool.
I didn't-
Awesome, guys.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
thank
See
you
you
very
soon again. Bye.
Bye.
Great.
Bye. Thanks.
Aradhana, this is going to be the same ID for Salon de Femme also?
Kanika, it's in the mail. We have different ID. Just check your mail, Kanika.
So you've sent 2 mails, is it, Ritu?
Yeah, we have in one mail we have 3 Zoom links for all the books.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Check, huh? Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you.